What is up, everybody? We are here with another episode of Sketchat. Joining me today, I've got Justin
That's me.
and Fabrizio.
How's it going?
What are we drawing today, guys?
I am going to work on a commission. Somebody wanted me to draw the Bride of Frankenstein for them.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, do a watercolor of them. So I'm going to start the sketch today, see how far I get.
Nice.
I am in the ugly stage of a drawing, so it's just sort of a
Let me pull that
night.
up.
What's that?
Well, I'm just going to solo layout you here for a second.
Oh, it's sort of just a knight and a horde of demons kind of thing. This is definitely the ugly stage, though. So we'll see if it gets out of the ugly stage.
I like this stage, though.
It's all beautiful, man. It's all beautiful.
See, I actually
necessary.
consider this like the fun stage of it, because then it's just like free flowing, like just put little scratch marks here to imply things. This is the beautiful part for me.
Yeah, it is fun because it can kind of go in different directions, and you haven't sunk too much time into it where you like ruin it. So I definitely agree.
Yeah. No, it looks good, man.
That does look
really
really cool.
smart.
Yeah. And do you say that was for anything, or is that just for
It's
fun?
Just for fun. I just wanted to do more fantasy stuff, so giving
Yeah,
myself more
absolutely.
stuff to ink.
Looks like fun.
What about you?
We're gonna find out what I'm gonna draw today. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll see where the page takes me. Ben, how long has it been since you've done watercolor?
Probably about a year at least.
A year? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it though, right? Whenever you were working on it.
Yeah. I've done a few of the monsters like Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster. I did. What else did I do? I feel like I'm missing one. Oh yes, the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
And all three of them were purchased by the same guy who asked me to do the Bride of Frankenstein.
Hmm.
I think he's like collecting them.
That's cool.
He must be a Universal monster collector.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. So, what's new with you, Fabrizio? What's going on in your world?
I don't know if there's that much. Horus is on Amazon. That was probably the last notable thing for me. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And some people have bought it. I got a couple reviews. The funny thing is because I bought one for myself, and then Amazon said, "What did you think of Horace H. Hoover?" And I was so tempted to leave a review. Like, I don't know how, but this author got inside my head, I didn't, though, because I think some people wouldn't get the joke.
Yeah.
I did do a couple of commissions, now that you mention that, which I don't really do. So I did some trading cards for somebody, and I did like a illustration, more sort of like pen and ink style illustration, which have not been sort of put out there yet, so I don't want to give it away. But that was a lot of fun, so I might do more commissions, I think.
Cool.
Given the opportunity, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's always the standing commission from, like, my grandmother to draw a bird, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Do you ever get people asking you to draw tattoos for them?
I have something called, like, the Fabrizio Tattoo Curse, which I've drawn 3 tattoos. 4 friends of mine. When I drew the tattoos, they were really good friends of mine. I mean, one dude has a full back of a tattoo I did, and this was like 20 years ago. We were good friends, we were roommates, all this kind of stuff, and then we got into an argument, and I never, we became enemies after that.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh man, that sucks. He's got a giant tattoo of something that I drew on his body for the rest of his life. And then a girl that I knew wanted a frog, and I told her, I'm like, I don't know, this doesn't usually go well with me. So this has happened 3 times. If you get a tattoo of something, we will never speak again for some reason. So I only reserve it for possible frenemies.
Yeah. People you already don't like?
Yeah, or at least a little. If there's the potential for it.
Right. Like, you know what? I could do with a little less of you. Would you like a tattoo? I get, probably when I was younger, earlier on, I got a lot of requests for like tattoos and designs, graphic design stuff. But I'm not a graphic designer. I know you are. You're more into like the graphic design stuff, but I am not. Like business logos and stuff like that.
Me?
Aren't you? I thought that's what you did.
No, I'm a programmer. So I do like
Programmer,
apps
okay.
and games and stuff like that. I do occasionally. I have done design in a former life, but I don't really do much of it anymore unless I need to.
Gotcha.
Usually, I get the around Thanksgiving table. It's like, hey, Fabrizio, I have an idea for an app, and it's one of those kind of things.
Any good ideas or not really?
Generally, no, not really.
I've got a really good idea for an app. No, you don't.
And the best part is most people are afraid to tell their ideas to other people because they think they're so good. And
Yeah.
they just kind of,
Right. Someone's going to steal it.
It's really not.
What's one of the craziest ones you've heard?
Oh, man, it's been a while since. Usually, a few Thanksgivings in, and they stop asking. It always has to do with somebody's job, and they'll be like this cousin or a in-law or something. He was like, I wish there was an app where you could measure things, I'm like, okay, there's like 8,000 of those apps. You know what I mean? It's usually one of those kind of deals where, yeah, you can already do that if you do X, Y, and Z, or you just need to Google more.
I wish there was an app that would make me money, though.
Yeah. Have you guys been watching anything good?
Justin?
Not recently. I watched The Penguin, but that finished probably about a month ago. So we just kind of been free floating, watching like Psych, or I think we started something else recently too. We're just kind of putting on while we're doing other stuff in the house. Stuff we already know is good and we'll enjoy it, but we haven't ventured into anything new in a while.
I just watched recently the Inside Man with Ted Danson on Netflix.
The Inside Man. I don't know that.
It's a show created by Michael Shore, who did Parks and Recreation.
Oh, the retirement home one?
The Good Place. Yes.
We just started that. The first couple episodes I thought were really good.
Yeah, it was a really good show. I enjoyed it. So you're just on like episode 2?
Yeah, we're just a few episodes in it, but yeah, I love the concept, and Ted Danson's great.
Yeah, I guess it's based on a true story.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I kind of want to look that up and see what that was about. What about you? Anything new?
No, not that I can think of. We started to watch The Penguin too. We're a few episodes into that, which I mean, Colin Farrell's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to finish that. I do want to watch the new season of Arcane because I really liked the first one.
I heard that was really good.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
What is it about?
Sister, I mean, it's been a couple of years since the first season came out, but it's like it's a little political, and there's like classes in the city, and like the two sisters kind of. I'm gonna do a terrible job explaining it. It's good though. I do recommend it.
It's good, and what was surprising is that it's based on a video game. Those typically don't do that well.
Yeah. Animation is beautiful.
Yeah, the animation does look really cool.
So this weekend, I rented a room at a hotel, and me and a couple of friends of mine, we just spent the entire day in the lobby of the hotel. So we were there for Pulp Fest. Pulp Fest is a local Pittsburgh, little con for obviously pulp books and whatnot.
Right.
So we walk into the hotel, and I'm like, this is an amazing lobby. There was a little restaurant, a bar. It was huge. It went up all like 5 stories. So it went, and there's a giant skylight. I'm like, this is the greatest lobby I've ever been in. And we ended up hanging out there for a couple hours during this convention. And I said, we should come back, just rent a room and hang out in the lobby the entire time. So that's what we did. We rented rooms just to hang out in the lobby. And the funniest part is I walk up to the front desk and it says, our guest of the day, Fabrizio Aiello. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, nice.
So I was picked out of all of the guests to be the guest of the day. Yeah.
Did you get anything special?
I think there was like a coupon or something, but I definitely acted like I was the ambassador of the hotel for the day. I really tried to throw my weight around a few times. But
Greet the people as they're coming in.
Yeah.
As they're about to check in. Really, you can check in over here. I'm Fabrizio. I'm the guest today.
I don't like to tell people who I am, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Right.
So we're going to do it every year. We're going to pick a new hotel with a cool lobby, and then record our adventures.
Nice. Did you record this one at all?
A little bit. We took some photos.
Okay.
I guess it'd be like hanging out in an airport all day or something like that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
There was like a wedding party the wedding party that stopped by, and there was an office party for some healthcare thing, and it was pretty interesting.
Justin, you're going to Germany next week.
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Are you excited?
I am excited. I am. Normally if I'm taking like a trip anywhere and I'm responsible for it, I'm a little bit nervous, and I'm kind of like running through a bunch of checklists in my head for anything I got to do while I'm there. I can't miss this or that or whatever because it might be for work. Usually, is why I travel for something or maybe even a convention. So I can't forget drawing stuff or whatever. This time it's just vacation, and I'm just going to hang out in Germany.
Man.
I get to work
That's
extra
cool.
remotely in Germany. This is just vacation, but I still got to work a little bit while I'm there. But no, it's kind of nice. Like I'm not responsible for anything, like planning anything for it. I just got to show up and have fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I'm going with my wife's family. We're planning this Germany trip for a little while, so I'm part of the family now. So they have to take me.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
It'd be fun to spend Christmas in Germany, see what that looks like.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, are you guys doing like going to certain spots that you're going to hit that you know of?
Yeah, so we're going to like this little town that's like the Christmas town is what it's known
Is
as.
it like Nuremberg or something like that? Or
I think it's got an R in there somewhere. Yeah, it's something Berg, like Roethlisberger or something. I don't know. And
it's Bed Roethlisberger is where we're going. Yeah,
that's right. But yeah, we'll be heading over there. So I'm kind of excited about that. That's going to be really fun to check out. And then a few other stops. I was talking to my pastor this morning about like our travel over there. And he's like, "Oh, where are you going to stop by?" And I said, "I don't know." I have trouble remembering English words and names for places that I'm going. Like I'm not going to remember German. I'm sure there's a lot of consonants in it. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. Man, that sounds so cool.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun.
So will you be there for Christmas? Like how long are you staying?
Yeah. We'll be there for like a total of like 3 weeks. So I'm leaving this Thursday. We'll be back on the 4th of January, something like that. So, we'll be there for Christmas and New Year's. I think the first week, the first stretch of time we'll be there, we'll be in Italy for a little while. And then after that, we're going to spend the rest of the time in Germany.
sounds like fun.
It is. It's still a little bit surreal because, like, I never really thought I would go. But it's really cool to be able to take that trip.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of like the way they set up for Christmas over there and stuff, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I am a chicken when it comes to flying, so I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, it's like 12 hours. Yeah. You were telling me you better bring a book or something to do on the plane. Or try to get some sleep because once we get there, you're going to have to stay awake for the rest of the day until it's time to go to sleep. Otherwise, you're going to feel it. You're going to be off your sleep schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to Germany for Christmas or anything like that. But I think, at least from what I can tell, they really still celebrate things. So it's obvious that it's a holiday. There are times when I'm in Pittsburgh and I'm like, I don't see decorations. It doesn't really seem like Christmas is actually happening.
Right.
All right, since we're talking about Christmas, Fabrizio, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh man! So I know there are the non-traditional Christmas movies like Die Hard and all that kind of stuff, but those aside, I love Christmas movies in general. So it almost seems like every year we add new Christmas movies. So we kind of get on kicks for certain ones. Obviously, Christmas Story is undeniable. Christmas
Right.
Vacation, that's a classic that we always watch every year. A Christmas Carol is probably my favorite, my all-time favorite story. So some version of that we watch.
Which version is your favorite?
So, so I've probably watched. I don't want to say them. I've watched them all, but I probably have at some point in time. And even though it's my favorite story, my biggest problem with it has always been that Scrooge doesn't sort of come to his senses until the final ghost. And I always felt that it was a little self-serving that he's like, "Oh, wait, you mean I'm going to die and nobody's going to care?"
Right. Yeah.
And it always bothered me. I still love the story, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to read it this year. And this was a couple of years ago. I read it. I'm like, wait a minute. He really starts to kind of come back like right away. Like even the first ghost, he starts like Scrooge really sees, where he went wrong. And I watched The Muppet Christmas Carol, and Michael Caine, I think, is probably like the truest Scrooge. Like he actually plays it. Yeah, he plays it closer to the book, I think, in spirit at least. No pun intended. Yeah. What about you? What's your go-to Christmas movies?
Well, as far as Christmas Carol goes, I like the George C. Scott version.
Yeah.
And that is like one of my favorite Christmas movies. I always watch it like Christmas Eve. But it really is hard to pinpoint like which one I really, really love, because I'm like you, like I love to watch Christmas movies. Like my wife and I will, like the end of November, we'll set a movie schedule out for the month of December on the calendar.
That's great.
And we're watching this one, and we just go through the whole month.
Yeah.
But probably it's a newer one, and it's animated. Klaus. Have you seen that on Netflix?
I love it. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Like to me, like that storytelling was so perfect. It's like instantly a classic.
Yeah.
And I didn't think we would get one of those again.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some of the new ones. Like Fred Claus. That's a good one with Vince Vaughn and Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
But A Boy Named Christmas was also a Netflix one, maybe a year or so ago. I thought that was really well done too. It's a totally different feel. It's almost like Santa Claus as a fantasy character in the world, which was cool. So I do recommend that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I saw that one or not. Like, because I do remember seeing it pop up on Netflix. I don't know. I might not have seen that one. What about you, Justin?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know that I have one. I will say I did just recently watch the Muppet Christmas Carol again, and it's definitely is so far my favorite Christmas Carol as well.
So good.
Yeah.
The set design too is cool.
That was really good. There was a lot of detail. It felt like a real city with like people and Muppets living in it. It's a weird feeling once you really think about the implications of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, really fun. And we also watched the what's it called? The Disney one with not Ebenezer. Sorry, the duck. Uncle
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, Scrooge McDuck. Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that one. I don't think.
Really, that's a fun one. It's only like 20 minutes.
That's not where Mickey's like Bob Cratchit, right?
Yeah, Mickey's Cratchit. Goofy is Jacob Marley.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was also really fun. But it wasn't until this year that I realized that, like, this guy doesn't really care about much of like changing his ways until he realizes that no one's gonna miss him when he's dead.
Yeah.
And then he starts to decide to change his ways.
Yeah, I do recommend the book. I
Yeah.
put it off for a long time, but it's a little different take. Christmas with the Cranks. That's when we always. That's like our Christmas decorating movie.
It's really cheesy, but I love Jingle All the Way. It's another one I like to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Good old Arnold.
This is my toy. You must give it to me now. It is what drive me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize how much his accent came through in that, like his broken English did, until we watched it with subtitles on. And there's a lot of like that replaced with this is like, that's my ball. This is my ball.
It's funny.
You know, Justin, from now until the end of time, you'll get to say, like, anytime somebody brings up Christmas,
Yeah.
something that they did for Christmas,
Mhm.
you can always one up them for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Nothing says Christmas spirit like being able to one up people.
That's a good point. Yeah.
They'll be like, yeah, for Christmas, I went to the Mall of America. It sounds great. Justin's like, yeah, well, I went to where Christmas was born. Hey, what's going on, Roy?
Hey, Roy. How are you doing?
Lou?
Yeah, I went to Italy and Germany.
Yeah. Yeah, I went, this maybe last year or something, the Pittsburgh Art Museum. It's not a great art museum, you know, it's got the same stuff for the past 30 years. But they actually do a nativity scene from Italy, and it's from the 1700s or something like that.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
And it's huge. It's like a whole, like, I don't know, like the figures are maybe a foot and a half tall or something like that. It was really cool. The craziest thing is this is like most of the stuff there is like modern art. So it was like, hey, look, a blank canvas, a striped canvas, and then actual crafts that people did like 200 years ago.
this is what effort used to look like.
Yeah.
Thought and effort. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Roy
we-
says, what's doing?
So much. We're just hanging
talking-
out.
We're talking Christmas stuff, Roy and Drawn. Let's go around the room and see what you guys got going on.
Sure.
If I can get my mouse to work. There we go. It's Fabrizio.
So I'm slowly carving out some of these guys individually. Slowly.
That looks really cool, man.
Thank you.
Are those zombies or demons?
I'm thinking demons. And he's
Okay.
going to be kind of like Crusader-ish with maybe, you know, I don't know. This is the idea. This is kind of hell or something. I don't know.
Nice. Is this a character you're working on or no?
No, it's just a
Just
Just something fun, yeah.
Unless this turns out really cool, in which case you're going to be like, I could probably do more drawings of this if I came up with a story.
Exactly. And then I can say
That's
I
actually
was
a really
doing
cool
it
idea.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't want to tell you guys.
I didn't want you to steal my idea.
Cool. All right, Justin, what do you got going on?
Yeah. I just decided to just draw Little Jack fighting the Muckman.
Oh, cool.
That's really cool.
Looks like a great cover.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe.
I'm
Hey, that's
sketching
looking
out
good.
Nice.
Bride of Frankenstein here.
So how, like, if you do watercolor, do you erase that, or you just do watercolor over it? And are you going to do inks? How are you going to?
Yeah, I'll do watercolor over it. Just just straight over. I do like to do inks on there, but sometimes they bleed. You got to make sure they're really dry.
Gotcha. Looks cool.
Thanks.
Have you ever tried those, like doing a sketch in watercolor pencil just to hide the pencil a little bit more, or not really?
It's been a while. I do remember using those like a long time ago, but this was like when I was a teenager. I don't know that I've ever used them recently.
Yeah.
Roy says, "You guys ever have a hard time coming up with something unless you have an actual story to tell?" Fabrizio, you want to take that one?
I used to, if that is helpful at all. After you do so many drawings and you write so many stories, even like a random sketch, you can kind of, like, as I'm drawing these characters, I'm kind of coming up with a story, But I guess I need less of a story as time goes on. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I'm confused. No, I'm just kidding. That makes sense.
That's no help at all. What the heck are you talking about, Fabrizio?
Were you speaking English?
Just confused me. Now I'm angry.
I'm signing off, guys. I gotta go.
What about you, Justin?
Sometimes I will I'll have trouble unless there's something I really want to. I need to feel like kind of inspired to do it, and I don't know. I think recently working more on like sequential stuff, it's much easier to just kind of do a drawing or just do something like a splash page of just whatever, or in this case maybe a cover, maybe something like that. But I'm kind of growing out of that issue. I may grow back into that issue later, though. I don't know. How about you, Ben?
I guess for me, because like having been to so many conventions and doing like on the spot commissions, you just have to come up with something. So it's not something I really consider, like having a story to tell.
Yeah.
And I guess when you're drawing an illustration, even then you're telling a story in a way, but it's more of an idea. It's not really
Right.
Yeah.
like a well thought out plot.
It's not a complete story. It's more of just the idea. Yeah.
Right.
But I get it, it's all the little details when you get to them. And if you don't have, like you said, an idea or anything, then you kind of blank on the details. Like,
Right.
I don't know, what kind of armor would this guy have? I don't know. He's generic Nightman,
Yeah. Let's see. Watercolors. Is that a watercolor paper pad pen? Yes, it is, Roy. Matter of fact, here are my watercolors right here. Doing this watercolor commission for someone who likes to collect these Universal Monster watercolors that I do.
Those have lasted you for a while, right? What brand are they?
This is Kunitake.
Kunitake. Okay.
Yeah. I got these from JetPens. But yeah, they've been really nice. Really creamy watercolors.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can pull up some of the ones I've done in the past. I'll show those off. So you got anything special planned for Fabrizio for Christmas?
Not really. I mean, I'll probably head to my hometown, which is in the middle of PA, probably for a day or two. But outside of that, I know it sounds kind of boring, but I can't wait to just sit and draw for like a week or two.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to limit, the things that I do because of that.
Yeah. No, that does not sound boring at all.
Coming from the guy who just spent a day in the lobby.
Now that sounds boring.
Finally, some downtime.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything cool either. I'm not going to Germany or anything like that. I'm going to go to my living room and drink some eggnog and eat some cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least you don't have to learn another language to go to your living room. There's always that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what movie I did see recently, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think of that movie? I don't know if this is a loaded question or not.
Nah. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I really liked the first Deadpool. I love it, in fact. But I'm liking the sequels less and less for some reason, and I don't know why. Am I less happy as a human being?
I need more lobby time in my life.
Because man, I really love the first Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I wasn't as big a fan for this one. I mean, I did appreciate all the cameos and stuff. That was fun, but I don't know. I'm still. I kind of hate the multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
And anytime that comes up, I do like some eye rolling, but.
Yeah, I do appreciate the way they handled it, like the Chris Evans coming back. It was a good twist on that.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was funny. And Wesley Snipes as Blade.
Yeah,
as an old man. I mean,
he definitely looked his age. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Gambit, I heard they're trying to get him his own movie. And as much as I appreciate them showing Gambit, no, thank you. Like it just,
we just
good. You turn subtitles on that movie.
Yeah, we don't need that Gambit.
That wasn't even that one guy that played him in the Wolverine movie.
Taylor Kitsch?
Kish, yeah.
Yes,
Kitsch?
that guy. Yeah. Like, it would have been cool if they brought him back.
But.
Yeah, I actually really like that actor. He's in some good movies. Friday Night Lights.
John Carter. John Carter of Mars. I really liked
John
that
Carter.
movie.
Yeah. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, I wish they'd
Snakes
done
on a
more of that
Plane.
one. Oh, was he in that? I never watched the movie.
He was on Snakes on a Plane and Battleship.
Battleship. Yes. I mean, come on.
Blockbusters.
Yeah.
See what Roy says. Tip: you can use colored pencils to draw the individual parts, like red or brown for skin, black, gray for hair. Then erase and paint. The pencils will blend in, or you can beef them up after. DP. Oh, Deadpool Wolverine's tongue. I hated that Deadpool could just pull apart Wolverine's adamantium skeleton. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. You're right.
Terminal List. That's right. He was on that show.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a good show. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, here's my Frankenstein watercolor.
Whoa. That's awesome.
And I guess I can't click over to the next one. That's weird. Okay, I just gotta stop sharing that one then.
The screen freeze up on you?
I think it did.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one I did of the Bride of Frankenstein, Frankenstein, and Dracula.
Oh, that's cool.
I think
How
it was
big is
like
that?
one of the first ones. It's really tiny. It's probably like, like 5x8 or something like that.
Jeez, yeah. All my watercolors end up pretty muddy.
Yeah, it's tough.
You got to be real patient with watercolors.
Yeah, that is not me.
It can be kind of zen if you're up for that, that challenge of like, you got to do a little bit and then leave it alone for an hour so it completely dries and then come back to it.
Yeah.
But if you're in that sketch mood, like, nah, that's not going to work for you.
Yeah. That's my creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, cool.
Very nice.
Which is my favorite movie.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. That movie's always just impressive to watch. To know that it was made in the was it the 40s or something like that? The 30s. The
Yeah, I
Creature from
think
the
it's
Black
the
Lagoon.
30s. Yeah, I think it was the
30s. Yeah, but like the directing is so modern. Like you swear that movie could have been made in the 80s or the 70s or something.
I thought the costume was really great for the monster.
Yeah.
Roy says, I highly recommend using cold press watercolor paper, as hot press, the water floats on top and creates ugly, dry edges that you have to fight to blend out. Interesting.
For school, they had us use both hot and cold to learn the difference, and I didn't think it would make that huge of a difference, but yeah, for sure, like the hot press sucks compared to the cold press. Use the cold press, and I was like, oh, this is why everyone else's art looks so much better than mine. Yeah, we got like
Secrets in the paper.
It's in the paper. It's the weight of the paper too. We were also using lighter paper at the beginning, and then whenever it came to like just choosing whatever kind of paper you wanted, I saw that everybody was getting like heavier and heavier weight paper. And sure enough, you get heavier weight paper, and it takes the water much easier. The paper doesn't buckle or pill, and yeah, you get to work it a little bit.
Yeah, and is there like a cotton content also, like in the paper?
Ooh, there probably is. I don't remember anything specific about it though.
So I wonder if that affects it as well.
Yeah.
Probably like the absorption.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that brand Aquarel or something like that. It's a French paper brand or something. It's supposed to be really good. I don't think I've used it, but I've never looked into like the contents of it. Like what makes it so good? Is it the, like you said, the cotton mixture or anything else?
Yeah. Roy says, my favorite is 300-pound cold press, which is like a stiff towel and just absorbs the water for smooth blends.
Yeah.
Arches watercolor is the best.
Arches.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. I think Arches is what we used for school. Yeah.
I think this is the one that. Did you get them from me? I don't remember.
Did I get that one for you? What brand is it?
No, it's Master's Touch.
Master's Touch. Oh, that's top of the line for discount
for Hobby Lobby. Or Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
No, I guess I got this one.
Okay. I think I got you Artesian or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one you got me. Okay.
Yeah. I like that one, but I mean, it's not like super high quality paper, but it is pretty good for the price that you pay for it.
I see. So you wanted me to set? No,
that's right. Merry
like,
Christmas.
I'm not gonna give you the good stuff.
That sibling rivalry coming out.
Yeah. Fabrizio, you reading any good comics lately?
No, I'm sure you guys definitely can sympathize. I have a stack, and that stack has not moved in a while. But that's the other thing with Christmas. I got like a couple of weeks off, and basically I'm just gonna burn through a bunch of books.
Nice.
I did buy, this was a while ago, it was a collected Rick Remender. I can't remember the name of it, but it was only $10, and you got 7 first issues of his series. So you got to essentially test out 7 different series for $10, which was freaking screaming deal. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys are fans of Rick Remender at all, but the series were all well done. So I might pick up some of those, but honestly, that's the last thing I read, and that's been quite some time. What about you guys?
Which stories in particular did you like?
I have to look at the titles, which I will do, because they were really interesting. Giant Generator. This is what it was. Yeah, it's $10, which is pretty wild. It was Deadly Class, which was like homeless assassins, which was pretty cool. The Sacrifice was really interesting. It was like an anthropomorphic fantasy, but kind of a dark fantasy. Cool. That was pretty cool. Low, Seven to Eternity, and Death or Glory. And honestly, they were all really good. I don't know the years that they came out, but this came out in September.
I like Seven to Eternity. That was a good series. I haven't finished it. I think I've only read like the first maybe 7 issues, something like that.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, there's definitely an art to that first issue as
oh,
well.
I love that guy, Jerome Opeña, I think it is.
Yeah, is he the one who did Black Science?
No, that was somebody else. I don't know the name of the guy who did Black Science.
Yeah. It wasn't Matteo Scalera, was it? No. Wes Craig. I don't know. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
Mateo Scalera is the artist. I thought Rick Remender was the writer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know a lot of this name. The only one I knew really was Matteo Scalera.
Yeah, that guy is an awesome artist.
Yeah.
I think, and this is just my opinion, unpopular opinion, I think he's better than Joseph Gordon. What's his name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
I was about to say that. Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt sucks.
That dude cannot draw to save his life.
I totally agree. That's not a popular opinion for me, at least.
Murphy, what's his name?
Sean Gordon
Gordon Murphy. Yeah.
There we go.
Levitt. Sean Gordon Murphy Levitt.
I don't want to say I don't know how he got popular. I mean, he's a good artist, but I didn't understand the people freaked out.
The hype. Yeah. Yeah, I think Mateo has a lot more. There's a lot more character to his characters. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I probably asked you this before, Fabrizio, but who are some of your favorite artists?
Pretty old stuff, you know. As cliche as it sounds, John Buscema is like my standard. And then you go second tier. I would say I love Rick Leonardi. I love Ron Frenz, which, if you know Ron Frenz stuff, he kind of had a career where he looked a little bit like Ditko, then a little bit like Buscema, and then a little bit like Kirby, but there was still something Ron Frenzy about him. I mean, honestly, there weren't that many artists I disliked, because I know a lot of people get mad if they bring in a new artist, in the middle of a series or something like that. But I don't mind that, as long as it's good. So
Yeah.
So anytime that, Mignola would pop in, or, whoever, I actually appreciated that. I'm blanking. There's so many of my good ones, but Ron Friends is probably one of my all-time favorites.
Is there anybody that's influencing you right now?
I am consciously looking at Buscema and Friends. I think that's probably why they're like at my forefront of my brain. I love Kent Williams. Do you know his stuff? He did Havoc and Wolverine back in the day. It's like this painted, really like amazing Wolverine and Havoc story. He was a huge influence on me, but he only did a few comic books. Same with like obviously Mazzucchelli, Daredevil, and Year One. Those are like my big ones. Eric Powell with the Goon. I don't know. Is there an artist I don't like? I guess.
Art Roy says, I think Sean Gordon Murphy going after Rob Liefeld may have helped him rise up. Going after him? What do you mean going after him? Like,
yeah.
Was he attacking him? Interesting. Hadn't heard anything about that.
I don't remember that part. I kind of just heard of him. Oh. Yeah. I agree. Can't go wrong with him.
Yeah, if you do get a chance to check out Kent Williams, Havoc and Wolverine, I think it's called Meltdown. It's actually two artists. And speaking of watercolor, it's Kent Williams who does sort of like acrylic, and then the other artist, and I'm blanking on his name. Some of the most beautiful watercolors you'll ever see in that comic. So it's pretty cool because the story's kind of split into like Wolverine's perspective and then Havoc's. So you have these two different artists handling like both viewpoints, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. Sean Gordon Murphy in the past was accusing Rob Liefeld of being a drug abuser and other stuff. Oh, wow. I had not thought about that.
That's kind of crazy. Like,
Yeah. I think he later confessed to either making stuff up or embellishing.
Oh,
that is not cool. I like him even less now.
Now I hate Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Now I want Fabrizio to make a tattoo for him.
We will never see him again. Oh wait, I didn't even mention Silvestri. That's terrible.
Silvestri.
Absolutely.
Huge influence.
That guy is a modern master.
Yeah.
And nobody draws like him. Like,
nope.
That. I think I was watching Ryan Wynn talk about inking over his stuff when he worked for Top Cow, and he called the cross hatching straw hatching. That's not that he uses. And I'm like, that's such a perfect way to describe like his sketching style. Yeah,
I like his X-Men stuff with Dan Green. I marvel at and I mention this all the time, so I apologize, but the number of characters and tiny characters and panels that look amazing. Like, I don't know how he would do it, but he really could show all of the X-Men doing things, and it looked good as opposed to usual like blobs or really poorly rendered stuff. But Silvestri, even these tiny characters looked incredible.
Yeah. Roy says it's a deep dive. It involved Comet and Tobbs' Viper car. Rob's Viper car. Silvestri hated Green's inks. He wanted Scott Williams' slickness.
Well, he's wrong because Dan Green did an amazing job. I will say.
Viper.
I'm sorry.
Okay. That was just Reed Roy's correction here.
It's funny because I think, like, you kind of get into an artist for a while and then you kind of back away. And I really used to love David Finch, and then I didn't anymore. And now when I see his stuff, I just don't like it anymore. And I don't know what it is, because like his original stuff with like Ascension many years ago, was amazing.
Yeah, it was. Those wings, like all the detail in the feather of the wings, like
it was incredible.
Me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe his art style looks formulaic now. It's like you already know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I feel the same way. Like I used to love his work, and it's not that he's bad or anything now. It's just
right.
I just feel like I've seen it.
Every version of every character of every pose, right. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see him draw a vacuum head.
Yes, there you go.
That's how you keep it fresh.
Sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, but I don't feel the same way like about Silvestri. Like Silvestri, everything always looks fresh and new. Like I never know what he's gonna do. What about you, Justin? Who's influencing you these days?
These days, probably Mark Bagley. Looking at a lot of his stuff for Little Jack, and and Daniel Warren Johnson was kind of inspiring me to just do it. If you think it's gonna look cool, just do it, man. He's got this sort of free-spirited approach to making comics, but I think the one rule he has is like, I gotta know it's gonna look cool. That's kind of it. But yeah, like I wouldn't have guessed. So reading Transformers, say they're just like the first couple of issues or something like that, and then watching him talk about them, like he'll do a commentary on them a few weeks after they get released, and he'll show some like the inked pages sometimes and some of his processes, and I was like, you really are just kind of going for it, aren't you? You're just having fun with that page. And I don't know, I see that and I'm like, there's a reason you fell in love with making comic books, and it was because it's fun. It's supposed to be fun on the page, and if you're having fun, then maybe the reader has fun too. So, yeah, I guess in that aspect, I'm getting pretty inspired by him these days.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
he's a fantastic artist. Yeah, you're the guy that took over for him right after
Corona.
Him. Yeah. Jorge Corona or George? I think
Corona? It's Jorge.
Yeah. That guy. Now talk about drawing small figures, small panels.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy's work?
I have. Yep. Yeah, it's funny because the Transformers stuff, as soon as I saw it, there was a part of me that was like, that's too loose. But like, these are the Transformers.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it works. Like,
Roy says, I used to own a few Silvestri Green pages when he did the Lurker in the Dark.
What?
Was a werewolf-type critter in the Canadian Wild Stories. Interesting.
Never heard of that.
Me either. It sounds like it'd be cool, though.
Sounds like a Lovecraft title.
Sweet. It does. Isn't there a story called A Lurker in the Dark?
There's the lurking fear and the whisper in the dark or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
combine those two, you do get that title.
I should
A
start
lot of
doing
those
that.
titles sound so similar.
They do.
Yeah, I should just combine them. It's like, the Dunwich Pitcher or something, and then
The Cthulhu out of space.
yes.
Hillary Bartz did Inks assist back then. Okay, cool. Kirk is going wild on me. No, I understand, man. It happens to me too.
Ben, are you getting inspired by anybody lately?
Yeah, I got to agree with Dan Ward Johnson. That
Yeah.
is an artist that I've looked at recently, and yeah, just how loose he keeps his pages and his art.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so expressive, and it's so anti me because I try to be so formulaic when I'm drawing. Like this is the face. This is where the hands go. This is where the shoulder goes.
Yeah.
And that's like him. He just like draws this huge action line and just kind of lets it flow through that, and it works. It's more about the action,
The feel.
emotion that it is, than it is about being correct.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in
And I have a hard time letting that go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine.
Did you guys ever read Transformers and G.I. Joe, the Jay Lee stuff?
I did.
That stuff blew my mind when that came out. It was mostly in shadow, but it still looked so cool.
Like he finds a way to make that shadow work for him. Like it does so much work in the darkness that like you're not actually seeing anything, but your imagination is going crazy. It's like, oh, look at all those wires and the structure of the leg or whatever it is. He's just hiding in shadow. He's just laughing at you in his studio. Like, you're doing all the work for me. Yeah, love the way he drew Snake Eyes. It was an interesting idea to take it to like the World War II era.
Yeah. And that was when Jay Lee was sort of coming back with a new style and
yeah.
What about watercolor artists, Ben? Do you have anybody in mind?
Not really that I can think of. Are there any watercolor artists in comics? I don't know.
I know.
Alex Ross is probably the closest you get with gouache.
Yeah.
I guess there's what's his name? I was gonna say Mackie, not Mackie. What's his name?
Mac. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, okay.
John J. Muth is that other dude. Yeah, I guess they're really. Oh no, Dini, right? Or not Dini. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's the watercolor artist that did Batman with
Bruce Timm.
Bruce Timm.
My brain is blanking. It was Batman. Paul Dini wrote it, and something Nagoo. It starts with an N. And all right, I have to look it up now. You guys are going to accuse me of doing drugs, like Todd Liefeld, and then I don't know. He was on a stream.
Fabrizio's on the coke.
Dustin Gwynn.
Oh, Dustin Nguyen.
Or yeah, sorry. Oh, jeez, that was tough. Yeah, that Batman stuff he did was amazing.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know he did watercolor. So, Fabrizio, are there any Thanksgiving movies that you watch?
So fall, I kind of group fall, like Halloween, Thanksgiving. It all melds together. So
Okay.
Sleepy Hollow. It all comes. It's all around the same thing, around the same time. But I can't think of any like Thanksgiving specific movies. Which ones are there? Are there?
Me either, but that's why I was asking because I've never found any. I know a lot of people like to watch Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh yeah.
There's another
Yeah.
one I'm thinking of that has
John Candy.
no, that one has Sean Candy in it. The grandfather on Modern Family. I can't think of the actor's name now. Old man moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting old, Fabrizio.
Darn it.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah, there's one where he what was that?
Oh, you can say Al Bundy, that guy?
Yeah, the actor that plays Al Bundy. What's his name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
No, you're younger than us. You have to remember.
um,
You don't have the excuse that we have.
I've been really busy with this trip to Germany, guys. I haven't looked remembering.
I haven't been keeping up with my TV actors.
Just pulling the German trip card.
That's right. Just so busy.
Just so busy packing.
You know, learning German, Guten Tag, and the hello. No, I don't remember his name, but I think I know the movie you were talking about though, where he's like he takes on this kid or something like that.
Yeah, like he goes to pick up a kid or something. Like it's maybe his girlfriend's kid or something like that.
Yeah.
And I know that's a popular one. Around Thanksgiving time.
Many years
Dutch?
ago.
Yeah, that's it. Dutch.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
The only Thanksgiving movie I can think of is Home for the Holidays. Remember that? That was with like Robert Downey Jr. and Helen Hunt, maybe? Not Helen. I don't know. That's the only, and it's specifically Thanksgiving.
I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, I feel like there's a market there that needs to be exploited.
Yeah,
I'm
really.
sure Hallmark is exploiting it. Just Thanksgiving prints,
Right.
Thanksgiving babies.
If I had to pick one thing, the hardest thing to draw, I know some people are like vehicles, anatomy, I don't know, horses or whatever. Clouds.
Clouds.
It is my weakness. The clouds.
It's my kryptonite. It is tough.
There's no real structure to it, like so loosey goosey.
I mean, you can
It's 'cause
draw
they
things
don't-
that just kind of look like giraffes. They kind of look like rocks. So that way you can say, that cloud kind of looks like a giraffe. Ah, you're dreaming, man.
That's a good point. You just like hide stuff in clouds.
Is that George Clooney's profile in the sky there? Is that Al Bundy's profile? What's that actor's name?
Oh, you mean the guy from Dutch?
Yeah, that guy.
So I want to have like crepuscular rays coming out of the clouds,
Yeah.
which is going to be really tough to draw. Is that too cheesy though? Having
I don't think
like
so.
the no,
No,
or should I
do
just
it.
make it like lighter, not be so obvious? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just let your colorist take care of it. That's what I do. Let Ben take care of it.
Darn it!
It's his problem.
What's he gonna do about it?
I hate you.
Good luck finding me. I'll be in Germany.
I think German food gets a bad rap too. I like German food.
Yeah. What have you had? Like Wiener
Everything
Schnitzel?
schnitzel.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything fried. I like spetzel. Spatzel, whatever that stuff is.
That's all. Oh, okay.
I like,
I like the
that
chocolate
stuff.
cake.
Yeah.
I have that every year for my birthday, German chocolate cake.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what they're doing.
Is it just extra chocolatey? What makes it German? I'm not gonna make any jokes there. I'm just gonna let that go.
Well, I think they bake it in the oven for a really long time. No, it's got.
Just let that hang there.
Just let that hang for a little bit.
And
You know what I mean? Just
Sean
know-
Gordon Murphy is gonna be on your ass.
You thought Rob Liefeld was bad. We talk about Ben Soto.
Yeah, you should totally make those kinds of jokes when you're over there, Justin.
Yeah, I hear that goes over real well. My wife has already looked at me like, please don't make those jokes.
Yeah, she already warned you.
Yeah. She's like, I know who I married. And I need you to not be that person over there for
Just hold it in for the day, and at the end
Wait
of the
till we
day,
get back into the hotel and there's no one around.
Yeah, see, Roy gets it. They do know about ovens.
Mhm.
Sometimes. Thank you, Roy.
all right, I need some advice. So I got this big area, right? It was going to be clouds, and I was going to cop out with the crepuscular rays, but I'm not going to do that. These are my options, I think, right? I can do the clouds, but I think that's just too boring. Should it be like clouds, and then there's more like dragony demon guys coming, or
Yes.
or is there like a giant towery thing here? You know what I mean?
You could do both. You could have like those dragony demon things flying from the tower.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I would have suggested is like you keep the tower and you maybe have like some things like circling and then kind of swarming down.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. Thank you for that.
You're throwing German chocolate cakes in tonight.
You know, my whole life, well, not my whole life, as a kid, you know the Pepperidge Farm cakes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember those?
Yeah.
So we never got them in my family. So every time I would go to the grocery store, they looked delicious, you know, from the packaging. They just look like the top tier in cake technology. And I always wanted it. My parents were like, no, we're not buying it. We're not getting Pepperidge Farm or whatever that was, cake. And when I was an adult, since I'm not anymore, but the first time I became an adult, the first thing I did was like, damn it, I can go to the grocery store and I can buy one of those cakes. It turns out they suck. Yeah.
Your parents did know better.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Yeah, it's like when you're an adult, you can get away with stuff you couldn't get away with when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we just recently watched Home Alone, and so I told my wife, because we watch it every year for Christmas, and I was like, we're going to do it right this year. So we got pizza to eat, because they eat pizza at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And then there's that scene where he's got the big bowl of ice cream. So we went and we bought like 4 different types of ice cream, which we never do.
That's awesome.
And we made huge bowls like of ice cream just Sundays, and that's how we enjoyed our Home Alone. And we like ran out of like the grocery store with our ice cream like little kids, like turn around, hells no. No one can stop us now.
Exactly.
See, Roy says my wife's Dutch, and I always call her Nazi or Nazi light.
Oh, jeez.
That is funny.
Nazi light's pretty good.
So what's the name of that hotel that you hung out in the lobby?
It is the Doubletree in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. I highly recommend just check out the lobby. It's
They've
amazing.
got awesome cookies.
Yes.
Those Doubletree like chocolate chip cookies.
Yep.
go there just for that.
So I have a story. Did I tell you about the cursed book I got?
No.
Okay. I apologize. This is going to take a few minutes, but...
Well, hold on a second. I need to run to the bathrooms. So don't tell the story yet.
Sure. I'll imply it. So this is when, like, coming up with a story does help, I have to admit. Like, I have a tower, right? Is it a stone tower? Is it like a carved out of, mountain tower? Is it...
Look at a CD tower.
The most structurally sound tower ever created.
That's right, yeah. No, that's a story that tells itself.
Maybe a flying buttress or two.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Your tower should be carved out of a mountain.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let me think about that while I tell the story. So, at work, this one dude I know, Marco, we chat a bit. He plays guitar, so we usually talk about guitar stuff. And the one day he's like, oh yeah, he's telling me about his cousin who essentially buys old houses that were foreclosed or something like that. And they need to get rid of all the stuff in the house before they can like rehab it or whatever. So Marco gets first dibs at what's inside the house. And he's a musician, so he's like, yeah, there were some guitars and amps and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of cool. So what's the story behind this house? He's like, oh, it's in Squirrel Hill, which is in Pittsburgh. And there was a husband and wife, computer programmer, professors teaching at Pitt. And apparently they had gone to Finland. And while there, the husband killed the wife. And he is currently serving a lifetime sentence in a Finnish prison or asylum. So this house sort of goes up for sale. I'm like, that is crazy. So he went back to the house, and I'm like, yeah, like I'm just curious about it. And he comes in, he puts like a book on my desk, and it's just like this little leather like red bound book, and it says the Book of the Law. I'm like, what the hell is this? I opened it up. It's talking about like Baphomet. It's publishing from like 1930s, and I'm like, this looks like Aleister Crowley kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds like it too, the Book of the Law.
Yeah. And so he tells me when he goes in and checks out the house a little bit more, he said, there's a bunch of computer programming books, but then there's computer programming encryption stuff, and then there's a bunch of occult books. And he picked one up, and this is one of the books he gave me. I'm like, that is kind of crazy. It's like this guy went down a spiral.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm flipping through the book, and in the back, there's like some handwritten stuff. And it looked like a cipher of some sort. I don't know what the heck it was. So I posted on Twitter a while ago, and kind of just like as a joke, saying, when your like coworkers know you when they give you like a murder book, from a house. So anyway, apparently it is some sort of encryption, some like Jewish ancient encryption, and this guy was like writing stuff. I never decrypted it or anything like that. And then he said, yeah, there's a bunch of symbols inside the house too. So like on totes, on books, like handwritten in acrylic paint. Like he took a brush and he's like drawing symbols on like guitars, just all over the place. I'm like, that sounds incredible. So I have this book at work. Yeah. So that's my cursed book story.
Cool. Has anything happened?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Well, that's good.
That's. It's also a good idea you keep it at work.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'll leave it here. I'm just not gonna bring it home, just in
Yeah.
case.
You know, good precaution.
Just in case.
Are you thinking about decrypting it or no?
No. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. Yeah. It was a crazy story though. Totally
Yeah.
It's
unexpected.
really interesting.
How long ago did that happen?
It's probably been a couple of months at this point, I think. Wow. But I never looked into the guy or anything like that, just because it creeped me out enough, where I don't want to be the next in line to get this book, and then. But it did occur to me that I'm like, okay, I'll leave this book in my desk at work. On the off chance something happens to me, somebody will be going through my stuff. They'll see computer stuff, programming stuff, and then they'll see this Aleister Crowley. So there's at minimum, though, I'm like, that's a great start to a short story. So I did start to write something.
Oh. Nice.
And so it begins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just got inspired to write a story based on that. It's really cool.
It does start like H.P. Lovecraft story or something.
Yeah.
But it's got like this interesting twist of like computer programming encryption to like act like occult stuff. I'm sure somebody's made that connection, but I don't know of it offhand.
Yeah.
But even if the story never ends up even resembling the real thing, it's just the inspiration that really matters, I think.
Right. Somebody gets this encoded book and they just become obsessed trying to decipher it.
Yeah. And like what happened in Finland, like, yeah, definitely some interesting stuff to play with.
You decode the message and it's like, don't forget to drink your Ovaltine.
All right, that would be amazing.
It turns out Ovaltine's the name of some elder god.
Kind of sounds like it.
Whatever happened to Ovaltine? Is that stuff still around? People still drink that?
I think it is. I've never seen a commercial for it, but I swear I used to stock it at Walmart.
That's so funny.
Or something similar to it.
Fabrizio's like, a commercial? I deciphered this for a commercial?
I went to Finland and quit my job.
I murdered everyone. You know how many life sentences I'm looking at for a commercial?
M. Night Shyamalan needs to get on that. That's the twist at the end of the movie.
The whole thing is a commercial.
The whole thing was for a commercial. Ruined his life.
I should get going here soon. All right.
You should put the ciphers in your next issue of H.H. Hoover, hide it in there, and be like, anybody who cracks this gets
Oh,
a preprint.
Gets a free trip to an asylum.
Free trip to Finland.
One free demon possession.
I owe you a possession.
Yeah, it's funny because I was listening to this interview with this priest on. Do you guys listen to the Sean Ryan show at all? Do you know him?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a priest on there talking about exorcism, and I'm like, that just freaked me out enough. I'm like, yeah, that book's staying at work. And even then, I was like, maybe I'll just slip it in somebody's bag.
See what happens to them.
Yeah.
The next person you give a tattoo to, you just
have a tattoo and this book. Yeah. Yeah, that's a creepy story. So what books are you currently working on right now? Two.
Horse Age Hoover issue 4 still. So, although, I mean, I've kind of given myself a little bit of a relaxed deadline. So I am writing some short stories, and I'm doing other things while I kind of make my way through issue 4. So I do want to do, like, release a book of short stories, maybe next year, late. Not comics, just prose.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice just to get, like, we all come up with stories that just hang on for decades.
Right.
We just want to get them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on a stream last November, and these guys like to play a game where you like come up with a pitch for like a movie or a comic book. And so I created this pitch called Red Harvest, and it's about this old colony where this pilgrim comes and he's a hunter, and he goes out hunting and he comes across this Sasquatch. And it saves his life, but then he turns around and kills it because he's a hunter and he's all about the game. And because he killed it, like, the rest of the Bigfoot clan come and just start slaughtering, like, the village starts taking them out little by little because he's kind of brought this curse upon them.
Yeah.
And so I've had this idea, like, in my head now. Man, I really want to tell this story, but I don't have the time to, like, sit down and draw it. So I don't know. Maybe it'll just be a prose, or maybe I'll write it as a short little screenplay or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like, all right, at least it gets out. If it turns into a comic or something later, and you do have the time, then that's cool. But I like the premise.
Yeah, I'll constantly get these ideas floating through my head. I'm like, I'm never gonna have time
Yeah.
to do all these unless I quit my job
Or get fired.
or get fired. Beggars can't be choosers. So there's always hope.
All right, I think I'm gonna head out, guys.
All right, yeah, let's look at your drawing real quick before you go.
No, sure.
So the layout.
I don't know about this mountain thing, but I'm gonna play around with it for sure. Maybe an entrance. I got these guys kind of chiseled out a little bit more, at least.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
We're getting there.
That looks really cool. You're going to ink directly over the pencil on the bottom, or are you going to change anything else down there?
Yeah, with this, I'm gonna do some more noodling on that for sure. Is that what you mean over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play around with rocks, bodies. I don't know. Yeah, maybe something. Maybe piles of bodies. He's already, killed 100 or something. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for inviting me. This was fun.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for
Coming on.
joining in.
Yeah, have fun in Germany. And,
Thank you.
Don't make any jokes.
You save them all for when you come back?
Make no jokes. And if I don't talk to you guys, have a good Christmas.
All right, you too.
Yeah,
man.
you too.
See ya.
Thanks,
See you,
man.
buddy. All right, let's see what you got going on, Justin.
Oh, sure.
Nice. Little Jack. Very cool.
Thank you.
I like the mouth of that monster.
Yeah.
Actually, can you hold it up closer to the phone
Oh, yeah, sure.
so you can get a closer look at it?
Yeah.
Nice. I really love your little Jack, dude. It's really nice. Nailed it.
All right.
All right. Yeah, that's good.
Thanks. Yeah, kind of want to make them a little bit more squiggly, like maybe like Carnage or something.
Okay, yeah.
How's yours going?
Very cool. Slow.
Yeah.
It's going, but it's slow. There you
Oh, are you doing ink?
go. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Lay down the
nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the inks tonight, and then I'll let it dry. And
Mhm.
either during the week or next weekend, I'll push it more. Do
Yeah,
the watercolor.
like turning out real nice.
Thanks. It's getting there.
So I remember, it's been a long time, but I remember liking the Bride of Frankenstein quite a bit. Does that hold up as a movie for you?
Not for me personally. I like the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like honestly, it's somewhere in the middle. It gets a little weird because I think I want to say that's the one where Dr. Frankenstein meets this other doctor who shrinks people, and he keeps this like little ballerina in a jar or something.
Yeah.
And these little people, and they kind of lost me with that. I was like, oh, that's just too weird.
That's too much. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that's the same one. I could be mixing up movies because I've seen all of them and they get a little jumbled up in my head sometimes, but I believe that's the same one.
Mm.
And the Bride of Frankenstein is only in the movie like the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. Do you have them on DVD, or are you just watching them on Prime or something?
I've watched them on Svengoolie, and yeah, I've got a few of the Blu-rays.
Mm-hmm.
So I've watched some of them there.
No, we just organized all of our movies. We consolidated our movie collection, me and Amanda, and we realized we have too many DVDs to display on our entertainment center. So she bought 2 CD cases or DVD cases. Each one holds 400 CDs, and we filled up 1.5 of them with movies.
Wow.
And yeah, and that's just movies. We still have our TV shows to combine. So that's gonna be like another couple of wallets, I think, for that.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's a lot.
Yeah, it took us like 2 or 3 days to go through all of our movies and put them away. Put the actual cases in a like a Rubbermaid tote, and we'll put them up in the attic.
My pen is drying out.
Mm.
Time to replace it. All right, you ready to call it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, cool. So we got 4 people watching. Thanks everybody for stopping by, hanging out. Roy,
Yeah.
thanks for joining in the chat. You guys, if we don't stream again, you guys have a Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you next year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all the other holidays you want to celebrate, go nuts.
Make it happen.
Make it so.
Make it so, number 1. You guys enjoy.
All right. See you guys later.